I think I am live. Hello, hello, Zen friends. Happy weekend to you. Happy Saturday night. Can you believe it's Saturday night already? Some of you might even be Sunday morning. Hello. Hopefully the sound is a lot better. Let me know if it is still scratchy. I tried doing a couple things in between sessions. We'll see if it worked. Welcome. Happy Solstice. Happy Litha, or Letha, if you pronounce it that way. And so happy to have you here and excited for the messages that Spirit wants to bring in. We will start, though. Sounding good. Thank you, Faith and Love. All right. Good. Always good to hear that. Try not to hit the microphone. So before we get started, we'll do some little bringing in some energy with the singing bowl. We will do a little quick ritual and talk about the solstice energy, and then we'll go from there. So if you'd like to join me, I will be hitting the singing bowl 3 times. And as I do that, we'll start off taking a big deep breath and coming back to right here, right now in this moment. Then we'll let that love just flow down and explode within us, allowing this beautiful love energy to fill up our minds and our thoughts and our emotions and our hearts, our energetic fields, our chakras, our auras, our meridians. It will also flow down into our bodies, into our muscles and our blood and all of the organs that are in our physical body, flowing out to the world, allowing it to do whatever it wants to do out there to help raise the love vibration of the collective and deal with all that chaos the way it wants to. We're going to stay in here. All right. So if you'd like to join me, let's take a big deep breath in. Hold for just a sec and release when you feel ready. Beautiful. All right, so here we go. Oh, something we can do is I'm hitting the singing bowl, of course. Think of something, just one thing that you're grateful for in this moment. Just thank the Creator for it. Sincerely, that allows us to receive from Spirit, and whatever we're grateful for, it makes us like magnetized to receive it as well. All right, so now here we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. Beautiful energies, as always. So happy Letha. Well, before we get started into that there, let's do our other stuff real quick. But welcome all my Zen friends. So happy to see everyone. Hope you're doing well and having a great weekend full of joy. And if you're in the summer solstice, having nice warm summer weather. If you're in the southern hemisphere, I'm jealous. I'm a winter baby. Happy winter to you, and I love it. But we've got a great group of people here, great, huge hearts, great senses of humor. So if you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome. You're definitely welcome as well. We have a lot of room for Zen friends. And quickly how the free readings work, I do go down in order, first come, first serve down the chat. There's no special list or anything like that. The chat is it. You put your question out. If you don't want to put your business out there, you can ask for a general reading, or if you don't know what question to ask of spirit, you can ask for a general reading. We'll pull 1 to 2 cards for those. If anyone makes a donation, I do prioritize those, honor that energy exchange, step out of their free readings, dive deeper, meaning I pull more cards for those. Free readings are like 1 to 2 cards. We dive deeper and get a little nosy for the others. And then if you want to make a donation, you can use the super chat at the bottom or in the description box of the video. I do have my Venmo, CashApp, PayPal, and Square. And whatever you are able to give is the perfect amount. I know you give from your heart. Cost of living is different. The rate of exchange is different across the world. So whatever you give, perfect amount. Then when I'm done, I return back to the main chat, my YouTube channel members. If they're in here, sorry, my nose is itchy. You'll see the... their names in green with the little badges. Their free readings get second priority, and then I move on to the other readings. If you're interested in becoming a YouTube channel member, there is a link down in the description box. I have 2 levels: Zen Cricket, $2.99 a month; Praying Mantis, $7.99 a month. We get together on Thursday nights as well for unlimited tarot readings, oracle readings, past life readings too. We do it all. It's fun. So if you're interested, you can check that out. My Praying Mantis members, the higher level, we get together on Friday and Saturday nights after these sessions, and then also on Sunday afternoons after those sessions. So if you want to check it out, you can check it down below. If you haven't got into my weekly drawing yet, here's a little video that tells you how you can get into that. This announces May's winners. I gave away 5 free readings last month, and then I've been giving away 1 a week this month. So next Tuesday and the following Tuesday after that, which will be technically July 1st, we'll be giving away 2 more winners at least. So be sure to check that out if you're interested in winning a personal recorded reading from me. What else? If you, of course, happy solstice, happy birthday to all you Cancer sun babies. If you want to check out my final sun video, I've been doing these every month, but I'm backing off of doing a lot of extra videos because I'm going to be focusing on a podcast. So this will be the last of those videos. And then, of course, also, this is the summer solstice season. So here is a playlist for the, I break it out by element. So air signs, fire signs, water signs, and earth signs. That's one I forgot, right? Yeah. So if you want to check those out, be sure to look at those. Those are all free. So be sure to check those. I think that's everything I wanted to say with that. All right. And speaking of solstice, like I said, solstice is the longest day of the year in the summer solstice in the northern hemisphere. Of course, shortest day in the southern hemisphere because we're tilted toward the sun. They're tilted away. And then in winter, we're facing away and they're facing the sun. So it's some great energy around that. Some things we can do. I've been in each of the sessions last night and this morning, been mentioning some things we can do to celebrate. Litha. And for this one, you can make some sun tea. If you haven't made sun tea before, make sure to check out how to do that online. But you can make some delicious sun tea. I also like this one. I saw it said, write down your midsummer wishes and hang them on a tree. So I like that little ritual, doing that. Of course, summer, like I've been mentioning in the last couple sessions, summer is when everything grows, right? Spring is when sprouts, but summer is when things just grow. So we have a great energy of to grow things during the summer solstice. We can also, if you're in the southern hemisphere, you can grab onto that energy of the north, and then also the winter energy is about endings as things, at least on the surface, kind of die away. Underneath the surface, there's a lot of activity going on, but on the upper, it's like, nothing. Letting go, but we can also access that energy. Both hemispheres can take part in both energies. So we can ask with this solstice energy, what am I ready to let go of? We can sit with that. We can also ask, where is there abundance that I can be grateful for. Some things to be grateful for, I mentioned before, which is, the sun grows food, and so we can be grateful for that. The sun is growing food for us at least in the northern hemisphere, and then we don't freeze to death. Our bohinies don't freeze off, and the sun gives us beautiful vitamin D energy that helps us our bodies function as well. We can also be grateful for trees and plants that bring us oxygen so that we can live and breathe. And then we can also gratefully give our carbon dioxide to them. We have this beautiful divine partnership with plants and trees and bushes that we're giving off that carbon dioxide and they're giving us back oxygen. Beautiful divine partnership. And we can be grateful for fresh water, right? We're made of water, so much water. And so it keeps us living and flowing with life as well. So, some things we can be grateful for around this solstice to focus in on. I've been lighting candles. If you want to do any kind of candle magic, yellow, orange, and red are the colors of sun energy. And we've already lit those in the last night and this morning. So we've moved up to the yellow, which we'll do today. So as I light that, big old wick there. Let's see if it keeps burning. I think it will. I think so. And as we do that, there's this wonderful blessing that I would like to bless you all with that I stole offline. Are you okay, Fun Candle? Okay, I'll keep an eye on it here to make sure it doesn't catch on fire. So, from my heart to yours, on this day of midsummer, may the sun bring you warmth. May the earth support you. May the air renew you, and the fire ignite your spirit. May the sun bring you new beginnings, and may the moon make dreams take flight. May the balance you seek be found within you, and may the love you give be returned to you tenfold. And so let it be. Beautiful. My blessing to you. All right. And then final thing that we'll do here, and we'll get into the readings. I know that's what we're here for. We're going to pull an oracle card for all of us that watch this video or are watching right now from this Seasons of the Witch Litha oracle. And we'll see what message comes in here for us as a collective. We already had the bad news one last night. It was the heat wave. But there are no bad cards. It's just energy. Let me move my stool. There we go. My little feet were falling off. All right. We'll put that over here. And we have the hummingbird. I love hummingbirds. Hummingbird number 19, which is the wind beneath your wings are shifting. The winds beneath your wings are shifting. And if you don't pay attention, you may lose flight. Pay attention, right? Let's see here. Keywords are swiftness, adaptability, and pivoting. Wow. It's a big flame there. You guys can't see it. It's like this big. Let's see. Can you see it better? It is huge. We'll make it over there that way. A lot of energy, everybody. So it says hummingbirds are small but mighty with wings that can beat almost 100 times per second. They can travel great distances and change direction in an instant with smoothness and grace. You too are being called to be more flexible when hummingbird enters your reading. The current path you're on isn't suiting your needs, and it's time to consider some additional options or, at the very least, a new approach. Think about what is and is not working for you and how you can use this information to bring clarity to your questions. This card can also mean your situation is evolving rapidly and you're not keeping up with these changes, which can cause you to feel overwhelmed. If you are unwilling to adapt, it may be time to consider whether or not this is the right path forward, because the world will pass you by if you hold on too tightly to outdated methods. And if you are reading or wanting to know about another person, receiving this card is a sign to speak up against someone who's too rigid in their thinking. You will continue to see stagnation unless all involved are willing to be more flexible. Ooh, I think that's it. Yep, that is it. I like hummingbirds. Oh my God, that flame is so big. Holy cow. No, I don't think you're getting the full picture of it. There you go. See how big that is? Whoa. It's like a flamethrower. What is happening? What is happening right now? Simmer down, flame. Reminds me of the candlestick from Beauty and the Beast. Be my guest, be my guest. Okay, anyway. So that is the messages for this Litha and Solstice blessings for now. All right, so we'll get into things. I'm afraid to put my arm over there. We're going to use the Star Tarot this afternoon. I was using the Witch's Tarot earlier, but after 6 hours of using it, it's ready for a break, and I'm ready from a break from it. So we're going to bring back in the Star Tarot. There it goes. Let's calm me down. Calm down. All right. So we'll do that, and we will start with some donations, which I have. So Brenda will be up first, and then we have Nalia Medeiros for 2. Then we'll jump over to Amazing Grace for 3, and then we will jump over to Rocky's World. Hey, Rocky. Let me get yours in here. I didn't have yours down here yet. There we go. And then if I don't have any other donations, we'll jump into free readings after that. So let me take a sip. Yum, yum, yum. All right. So let's dive in. So Brenda Tejada, let's grab your timestamp and let everyone know I do put timestamps during the chat as we're doing it. And then afterwards, after the session is ended, I do post a pinned comment listing all of the readings with timestamps. So you can just click on it and go directly to your reading. I know, we're high tech. All right, let's take a look here. So Brenda, thank you so much for your donation. You'd like a general on what's coming in money, business, and love tonight and the week. All right, let's take a look here. All right, what do we have here around money, business, and love for tonight? And then for the week, we will also do money, business, and love. So 3 and 3. I'm still avoiding the flame back there. You have the Knight of Cups overall for the energy for everything. And there is this movement of emotion, and it's an important energy to have in anything in our life, following our heart, allowing us, to flow, allowing us to move forward too in life, because we can kind of stagnate our heart if we move too much from our mind over and over and over again. So I like that that reminder for all of us coming in here. But starting for money for tonight, you have the 10 of Pentacles, which is a card of abundance and overflowingness and fullness of life. So I do feel like there is this energy, of course, always nudging us to gratitude when we have this feeling of abundance, really taking a moment to feel and sense, especially with all this emotional energy, how blessed we really are. Because sometimes we forget, we take a lot for granted, like running clean water, indoor plumbing, electricity that's consistent, internet, cell phones. We have grocery stores with food available in it. I think I said electricity already, air conditioning and heating, depending on where you're at in the world. There's just so many things that we can be grateful for in the moment that we just are like used to and we take for granted. But I like this here. I do like that, a good reminder tonight just around finances and money, about fullness and gratitude for what I do have, because that also, of course, expands our ability to receive more. And that's what we tell with our energy. You got business tonight. You have the Three of Wands, which is I feel like there's some changes of direction. You might getting some ideas tonight on what you can do to change something, like an idea, a different direction, adapting something, approaching something differently. I kind of feel like is an important energy for you for business tonight. We'll find out more about next week here too. Love, good expectations equal disappointment tonight. So with whatever, I think you said you're hanging with someone right now, is an energy of, when we expect things from people, and especially in relationships, we will be disappointed at some point with it because not someone can't give us everything we're looking for. We have a long list that's different from everyone else's long list, right? Of expectations of supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and have to be's around relationship. And because they don't know all of our rules, and they are definitely different, though we assume everyone else's rules are exactly like ours, because of course ours are right, theirs are not. But they don't do something what we expect them to, and we're like, or they do something we aren't expecting in a what we don't see as a good way. And that's all about what they do or don't do, say or don't say. And so this love here is talking about expectations. And I feel like tonight you do kind of face maybe a little bit of that. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling like when I start to have these expectations and look at them, I do start to focus on what something is not being instead of the gratitude for who someone is, right? Again, all this emotional energy comes down to gratitude and focusing on what we love about what's going on and what we're ready to let go of and fall away as well. Because any expectations we have just suck the life out of things. And the more we let those go, the more higher it is with us, right? So for next week for money, you've got the Eight of Pentacles. Yep, putting in the blood, the sweat, the tears. You're starting to see more fruition of the energy you've been investing in. So I do feel like, excuse me, you are going to start to see a some fruit of the labor that you've been putting in. You're going to see those wheels of fortune kind of turning. You're going to start to see things begin to really flow in here for you. I like that. About business, you have the Princess of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles. So these ideas, this new opportunities, there is an opportunity in business next week for new business to come in, for abundance to come in. Again, it comes down to gratitude. The more gratitude I have, the more I draw it in, and the faster I draw it in for me as well. So I feel like that's an important thing for here next week. And love for next week, Ace of Swords. Yeah, you go from the Three of Swords to the Ace of Swords for the week. Seeing things from a higher place, from a place of unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace. And this Ace of Swords is about cutting away some of the old ways of thinking as well, transmuting them, transforming them. So as we have disappointment, we go, why is that even there? What fear is rooted beneath it? Because that's what expectations are. Small T truths rooted in fear. Fear of not being lovable, fear of rejection, fear of not being good enough, fear of never finding love again, all that delicious blah, 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 right? So those are important things to be aware of. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings you for next week as well. Okay, here we go. We got 777. All right. We got the good luck coming in, which says contentment, prosperity, abundance, spiritual awakening, and divine intervention. It says this message is most likely to reach to you during intense uncertainty. You'll come out winning from everything that may come your way. It's also a sign that you have much life experience and wisdom to share, yet you'll need enthusiasm and effort to get this message to others. So I like this, sharing this knowledge that you have, especially around gratitude, sharing it with employees, fellow coworkers, whoever it may be, is important here for you as well. So hopefully that helps, Brenda. That's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. And again, thank you for your donation. All right, let me get this set up here. There we go. Better. All right, so Nelia Medeiros, you are up next. Let's grab your seat. Did I put your timestamp? I did, Brenda. Okay, good. Making sure I'm not falling down on the job. There we go. So Nelia, there's your timestamp. Thank you. Well, that's going to be for ×2. So thank you for your donations. I like your cool sticker. And thank you for the donation. So a general on your health for this year. Of course, before I start into any of that, disclaimer in the description box down below. I'm not a licensed medical professional, of course. Tarot's designed for entertainment and for fun. Ultimately, everybody should consult professionals for their decisions, and ultimately, everybody else makes their own decisions anyway. bruddaZEN does not accept liability for anyone else's choices. All right. So for tarot, we'll see here is it best for you to see a new doctor? Why do you have aches and minor pains throughout your legs? What's the cause? Anything else Spirit has to say? All right, let's take a look here. All right, so what is going on here? Is it best for you to seek a new doctor? Where are these aches and pains coming through your legs? And what's the cause here? And anything else Spirit has to say. I feel like will be our general up there. I'm still going to keep the cards over here for now. Don't trust that flame. Here's the Ace of Wands on the bottom of the deck. So one of the wonderful things about our energy is whatever we focus on grows and expands. And I've experienced this myself. Like if I wake up in the morning and like my foot hurts or I have a headache, if I focus on my pain, telling everybody about my headache, how it hurts, it gets worse and worse and it stays longer and longer because I'm growing it with my energy. And it's not about pretending it doesn't exist. It's just giving my energy to other things. And, that's what that gratitude comes in is I'm not going to be grateful for my headache, but I can be grateful for other health in my body. And, I'm grateful for, great working arms, great working legs, that my ears are, can hear and are pain-free, that my eyes can see clearly. And, we can go through those, the gratitude, and that helps put us in a different, higher vibration, which will help us and help our bodies in general, right? So being aware of where we're investing our energy each moment on the bottom of the deck is an important reminder for us all. So that's what's coming in with that piece there. Hey, Nelia, entertainment purse is lonely. Yeah, sorry. I'm itchy today. It's probably allergies outside. See, there I am adding my power to my allergies. Come on, rap. Let's see here. Let's start with the doctor one. Is it best for you to see a new doctor? 3 of Cups. Joy. That's here. I'm reminded of one of my host doctors when I first moved here. Gosh, almost 4 years ago, I think. 2021, 2025. Yeah. And it was interesting because we nicknamed him Dr. Loves a lot because did not have a bedside doctor empathy at all. And then we ended up switching doctors because it just didn't feel like a good match. And so if you aren't feeling this feeling of community and this feeling of joy with them, then I would look for someone that does bring that here. The 3 of Cups is about joy and community and feeling like a member of a tribe. And if you don't feel like they are that for you, then I would kind of just check around and see who else is available. Because I feel like with that, it needs to be that sense of like you feel supported, you feel heard, you feel listened to, not like a number or, just, in and out, in and out, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go kind of energy. So I kind of feel like that's an important thing to consider. Where is this leg pain coming from? Intuitively, of course, legs and leg pain are about energy of not feeling like you can walk your path, that you're free to walk your path, you're free to go where you want to go. There is this kind of limiting energy around leg pain. Um, Circulation and flow, what are you not letting go of? What is this inflammation? Is what area of your life feels like it's being expanded that you're not wanting to expand? Because this is where this inflammation of life is being expressed in your body. And I feel like that is important. Let's see what else we have here, too. Yeah, you have the chariot, the power of choice, the movement energy. Here's that movement energy, but more so like you feel stuck in the mud, maybe in some ways. And but it's the power of choice that I get to choose. Even coming back to this Ace of Wands, it is this energy. And feet, yeah, the left one, my left foot. Remember that movie? Um, and so, there is this about stepping forward, taking steps forward. Do I feel stuck? Do I feel, um, especially circulation, kind of flow? What am I not allowing to flow? What are my things that are keeping me from flowing? Something that I do, and I have like Louise Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Life. She has a great disclaimer at the beginning of hers too, but in the pages of the book, they have a reference of feet and legs and different things like that on how what are some emotional reasons behind it and affirmations. But if you don't have the book, what's great is that you can search the internet. She was around. She's still around, but her body's not around anymore. But her books are, and her information is out on the internet. If you just Google like emotional, I usually say emotional or spiritual reasons for like foot pain, see what comes up. Left foot pain specifically, see what comes up and what um, resonates with you, and kind of see, because generally, of course, a lot of stuff in our body is stress related, but at the core of that is our emotional inner child or mental inner child trying to communicate with us. And when we don't listen to our inner children, they will uh, get the buy-in of our teenage inner self, which is our physical body, and go, hey, can you get their attention? Yeah, I'll go get them for you. Ow, what's going on, right? Pinch. But I feel like there is, with this chariot card, it is about flow, it is about movement. So some things you can look at with that. The Nine of Cups, there is this emotional energy around here about, dreams come true. Um, and specifically with this stepping toward my dream, I feel like I'm being held back. I feel like I can't move forward. Again, this stuck in the mud, right? Yeah. Yeah. And positive thinking can sometimes mask over the real issue, right? Because if I keep on, and that's why I say 90-10, right? 90% of my time I focus on gratitude for what is going good and abundance, things I'm really grateful for, expands that and brings it in. But if there's something going, hey, 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 it's going to continue to do that. And that's that 10% of the time going, come here, what are you trying to tell me, right? But there's a root. If it keeps happening, then there's a root to look at. Otherwise, it's like a pebble in your shoe. becomes 2 pebbles, becomes 5 pebbles, where you're finally like, all right, damn it, I'm going to sit down and take off my shoe and pour out the rocks. Oh, why didn't I do this a long time ago, right? So something to look at. You also have the 4 of Wands. Yeah, joy, celebration. There is a little bit of energy here around the 9 of Cups and the 4 of Wands about marriage and partnership, about this dream. So there can be some energy around this, specifically around a belief around partnership and around being chosen and around what marriage means and what partnership means. And something to look at around that in the King of Wands. Managing our energy. So here's the King of Wands holding the magic wand, the Ace of Wands. That's here. So it is about managing our energy, and that can also be our physical energy. But let's see what else they want you to know here with these other cards. But I feel like those are the sources. It feels like there's a lot of that energy around there, right? Hey, Brenda. Yeah, actually, yours was already done. It was the first one up. Here's your timestamp. If you want to go to this one. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt your reading here, Nelia. So let's take a look here, see what else they want you to know here. Yeah. So you have the 2 of Cups, emotional choice, and lovers and partnership. So it seems like there is an emotional foundation in this that's here as well, right? Don't worry, Brenda. You don't need to apologize. I'm the one that interrupted myself, not you. I'm like, squirrel. What's going on? But so I do feel like there's that energy. And we have the Tower card here too, which is the fear of something being removed out of our life. And then the Sun card too, which is our inner child. You'll see that little inner child trying to speak here. So I do feel like there is an emotional foundation to this, and a little bit of where we're investing our energy. But I do feel like it's, if you can imagine like a little child that's sent into the basement because the mind doesn't want the emotional child to be able to express emotion and cause a scene. We can't have you doing that. You need to go into the basement. And so with its charged emotion, it goes into the cellar, and it gets tired after a while. It wants to be heard. It starts banging on the pipes, clang, 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 clang. And you're like, what is that? And it's the inner child, right? So hopefully that brings a little clarity there. Let's see what the fortune cookie brings in here for you too. All right, no, none of those. This one here. Got 888. Flow, a flow number. Karma, it's about balance, wealth, cycles. So there's a lot of monies coming your way. Fortune refers to more than just monetary and material success. If you don't appreciate the people in your life now, you won't have them tomorrow. This message encourages you to take personal responsibility and use it to realize your greatest potential. So it's about going, okay, this isn't happening to me, it's happening for me, and it's trying to bring in, energy and awareness for me to pay attention to it. So yeah, some things to look into, right? All right. So that's what we have for number 1 for you. And then number 2, the emoji. Thank you for your additional donation. And a general on your workplace this year. Any changes? What to expect? The good, the bad, the ugly. Any messages Spirit wants to say about your future job? All right. We'll take a look here. Let me take another sip here. All right. That's the general. Any changes? what to expect. We have good and bad and ugly. The good, the bad, the ugly. It was a good movie from Clint Eastwood. Any messages Spirit wants to say about your future job? The future. Okay, I want this one. I did want this one here. Yeah, we'll take that one too. And this one. All right, we'll see what we got here. I'm not really feeling drawn to the bottom of the deck for this one, so we won't. General for the year, yeah. Lucky who made itself known again. You know, the power you have over, and it's funny, you got the Devil card, which Saturn, Capricorn energy. Capricorn rules over the 10th house of work and job. So really, there's so much about stepping into our power, you know, knowing that I'm not in the back seat of a car in a baby seat being driven around by the universe going, shut up, you're just going to go where I'm driving you. It's not that. We're the ones driving the bus. I'm the one that's bringing the energy into my life by what I'm focusing on each moment I draw toward me. If I focus on gratitude 1 hour a day and lack 23 hours, guess what I'm going to draw in? If I'm focusing on gratitude 23 hours, well, not maybe while we're not sleeping, but you know what I'm saying. You get the picture. Whatever we focus on can grow and expand here. And I feel like they're just important to know, looking at the impact of your own energy upon the universe, upon your universe, upon your job and love and health and everything. I hold the power, and the universe can be bringing me all sorts of stuff. But if my inner child and my energy is going, no, I don't want it, then even though they're trying to feed it to us and we keep spitting it out or knocking it away like a little baby does when you try to feed it that gross pea green, baby food. It's like, we're not gonna get it, right? So I like that energy just coming in there. Let's see what else we have here. Any changes? What to expect? Yeah, you got the Knight of Swords. There is going to be some communication coming out about changes that are coming in here for you. And we will look into the good, the bad, the ugly here around this. So, of course, there's always change happening within companies, but I do feel like there is, I would say, semi-significant changes that are coming your way here. You try to be cool. I love it. Cha-ching! I know, right? I appreciate the sense of humor because I love to laugh. So the good, what is the good? The Two of Swords. The good news is that there decisions to be made. The changes that come down are not like, here, this is what you have to do. They're like, well, you can either do this or you can do this. What would you like to do? And so you're given choice on how to respond to these changes, whatever they may be. Like if there's a change in a position or uh, elimination of a department, and you're able to go into two different directions, or there's opportunity that's opening up and you can stay doing this, or you can go and do this kind of thing. So I like it that there's choice. That's the good, right? Oh, good. I have choice. I don't have, too bad, deal with it, energy. The bad, the 10 of Pentacles. So, and when we look at, bad and good and ugly, those are all our definitions, right? Because the 10 of Pentacles, bad is money related with the company, which they might be saying, sorry, no raises this year, or raises are limited. We got to cut back on some things. I just feel like finances, like they're tightening their belt, is the bad, which, it's kind of expected in the current state of the world ever since, the the plague. we understand, right? And we're ready, but it's not like bad, bad. What's the ugly? The Six of Cups. Oh. So the Six of Cups, you know, I feel like someone who either left your area, left the company that you really were like, "Ugh, they're back." And that's the ugly, but it's not like that's the worst. It's just like, "Oh, really?" But what I like about it is that you're not who you were when they left. They're not who they were when they left. So it's gonna be different for you, but it's bringing you up this opportunity to really face these things. And that's when we have the bad and the ugly appear in our life. It's always for us, it's never to us. And so when we keep that, approach, then we're like, "All right, well, obviously you're coming back for a reason. So let me, you know, deal with this in a different way than I would have in the past." So I like that. Again, the wand's energy, whatever I focus on grows and expands. If I focus on their ugliness, they get more ugly. If I focus on, what do I enjoy about who they are? There's got to be something, you know. For a large person, they don't sweat much. No, that's not really, truly things to be grateful for, right? I'm glad you like my laugh. You're so funny. Now for your future job, what will they want to tell you about? You have the Six of Wands, which is a place where you're recognized and you really stand out. And the Eight of Pentacles, if you've gone to school for something or have extra training around it, the Eight of Pentacles is about having all this experience and this education or training and ability. It actually they honor this and they recognize it. What? I know. Who knew? So this is great, um, great awareness about a future job going, wow, there are companies like that still? Yeah, there are. You have the Justice card, very balanced energy, um, being able to see things differently from a different perspective. And the Moon card, too. I like this energy. I feel like I don't know. You're not going to go work for the Justice. I know you're in Canada, right? Not the Justice Department, but the uh, legal system of any kind. Are you wanting to go work for your Popo Police, the Canadian Mounties? Ooh, but but that's not really what that is about. But the Justice card, it is about. I just feel like it's an elevated type of, I want to say, integrity within a company, right? And the Moon card is this energy, bringing the hidden and the unknown to the surface. But I feel like it's more so with this cycles of the moon. Sorry, I was getting lost in the moon energy for a sec because it was drawing me in with this full moon about fruition and change, and that there's an end of a cycle and then it allows a beginning one. So it could be around, and I feel like it's even more intense than a full moon. So I feel like it's an eclipse. We got eclipses coming up this year. Do I have them written down? Probably somewhere. Um, but but because we've already had one eclipse, I believe, right? And so we have another one coming up this year. I feel like it's around that period of time. You might be seeing, because eclipses are about changes, that happen and that come in. So I like that for you. All right. So I think that's what they want you to know about your future job a bit there. But that Ace of Wands energy making itself known twice. It's about what I focus on grows and expands. And so, like in my current job, I would encourage everyone, focus on what I love about my current job, Just the things I love about my current job, the things I love about my past jobs, that draws that energy towards me and allows it to expand. So I like it. All right. So let's see what your fortune cookie is here. All right. So let's see. Your fortune cookie is I am abundant. Here's that, focusing on the gratitude, right? I know that money flows to me freely when I pursue my passions. So it does feel here around job and all that. It is about, seeking passions, seeking, this energy, seeking, this direction to go. So I do feel like that is what they have for you there. All right. And Kita, I do have so many people ahead of you. And I know you're saying you're going through something really, really rough right now. And I feel like I can make like I used to say in our work, a one-time exception and I feel like all the people that are here, they have such huge hearts. Because I feel like if you're in a place of extreme fear right now, let's see. And you just woke up. Oh no. Um, yeah. You're very welcome, Nelia. So I will do it this time here for you, because I'm sure everyone there's like we're very compassionate people here. So I'm going to do a one-time thing here, and if anyone ever is going through something so horrible, and urgent, and have made a donation, of course, I will prioritize it. So let's jump in here. And thank you guys, all of you that are ahead of this here. I know you guys understand. So thank you for being understanding of that. So let's take a look here. And Keita, let me look at your question more closely here. So you're super upset with people always leaving you, and you had a super horrible dream today regarding the same, and you just woke up. All right, so definitely, wow, right? Inhabiting nightmares in the outside world here. So let's take a look and see what Spirit has here for you. I did complete your other reading in the earlier session too. And I'm glad that the super chats are working for you now. Everything happens for a reason, right? It's like, whoa, let's see what we got here. What do they want you to know right now? And what we can do too, whenever we're, because we have all felt anxiety, we all felt this huge stuff, taking deep breaths in, holding it, and then slowly breathing out, like, breathe in 4 seconds, hold it 4 seconds, and then slowly breathe out as much as you can and slow it down to where you're breathing out slower than you're breathing in. It'll help get the fight or flight out so that we can come back to a place of calm instead of the, any kind of panicky energy too. We've all been there, and trust me. Let's see here. What does Spirit want you to know here in Kita? Okay. All right. So I think we'll come back to what's on the bottom of the deck here and look at these first ones here. So, with the Two of Pentacles here and the Queen of Pentacles coming out together, the Queen of Pentacles is about, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, and the Two of Pentacles is this marrying energy that comes in here for us as well. And, one of the things that can help us is realizing that everything that's going on in the outside world is always reflecting back something for us to learn and to grow from, right? And I know when like people leaving, or I always wondered, why is everyone always lying and cheating on me and all this? I'm like, is the world just full of horrible people? Um, but when we realize that it's showing us about ourselves, and when people are leaving us in the outside world or cheating on us in the outside world, it's designed to point us back to ourselves when we've had enough of it, which I was a slow learner. Only five relationships it took me to go, oh, I get it. But uh it does point us back to show us how we're feeling about ourselves. And so something to kind of look at is like, you know people are always leaving me. It's like with me, people are always cheating on me. It's, how am I cheating on myself? And that was a weird one, but I did discover through the reflection, spirit was very helpful, that I was cheating on myself with them because I was looking for the definition of my worth out here instead of self worth, which is up here. So I was literally cheating on myself with the person I was in a relationship with. And all of these teachers kept showing me what I wanted to see about myself until I saw it. And then I didn't need those teachers anymore. And so when we're looking at and we have people are always leaving us, we can ask ourselves, how am I always leaving myself? And that what that feels like for me right now, for you, is that I sacrifice myself for other people. I leave myself and give everything to everyone else. I sacrifice myself for everyone. This Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, the Queen of Pentacles is about coming back and giving ourself the love, right? Because they're showing me like this symbol that they give me is this barrel. And this is how we start off as a barrel, and we're plugging everyone into the bottom of it. And we're giving all of our love and all of our energy out to everyone else. And no one's filling us up. We're emptying and emptying and emptying. We're feeling less and less and less, and we're feeling more empty and exhausted. And then we end up getting to the point where we are resentful then, because we're giving everything else to everyone else and no one's giving back to us. And we have that, right? You have no energy left to do with anyone. Yeah. Yeah. So this is this deciding, I'm disconnecting my, you know, connections to all these people. I'm trading in that barrel for a chalice. In this chalice, I'm going to reach upward to my higher self in the spiritual realm, creator, my ancestors, all these beings of unconditional love and light on the other side. And I'm going to allow that energy to come in and fill me up. Once I'm full, then everyone else can have overflow. But I get to be full first. That's what this Queen of Pentacles is about, is I get to fill myself up first. I get to nurture myself. I'm bringing back all the attention to my health, both my mental, emotional, energetic, and physical self, my self. I'm going to become selfish, and it's allowed. So, step one, what else do we have here? Queen of Cups. Yeah. Understanding too about yourself that you are a very empathic individual. You have a huge heart. Do you have Cancer? Are you a Cancer sign? Do you have Cancer in your chart? Do you have a lot of water in your chart? Do you have a water moon? because you feel the world amplified, is what I feel here with this Queen of Cups. So it's like you have a hearing aids that are turned up to 1,000 instead of 100. You pick up everything. You pick up on all of this emotional energy, and Pisces Sun, Scorpio Moon. But there we go. So definitely, you feel very big emotional energies, right? And I don't know if I've shared before with you specifically. I share a lot in the chat. Let's see, where's my down here. I have both the empathic bubble and the true gift of an empath. I feel like these might help you out too. And anyone that is feeling this deep emotional energy. Plus, just in addition to all the energy that's going on in the world, we just had a full moon in Sagittarius, which is ruled by Jupiter, the expander of emotion. So around a full moon, your energy is gonna feel like amplified anyway, right? Um, and you probably feel it. Most of us, normal humans, 3 days before and after a full moon, but a lot of you in this, excuse me, in the this room, and especially people with water signs or water moons or a lot of water in their chart, you feel it a week before and after. You never really recover from coming off of a new moon before the full moon energy. You're just kind of riding high emotional waves. But also, Jupiter moved into Cancer last week for about a year, which is an expander of emotion. And then, of course, we just entered Cancer. Sun moved into Cancer yesterday. We're in the solstice. So you're feeling things like, it's so loud, right? You just are looking for some emotional silence. But understanding that about yourself and going, why am I feeling something so big? What's wrong with me? Nothing's wrong with you. It's designed. You're an empath. But listening, especially to after you do the bubble, that helps because it helps mute out a lot of the emotional energy going on in the outside world. And then the real gift of the empath realizes how you can generate this unconditional love energy within you and have it move out. And you can push out higher vibrational emotional energy, which helps bring in a quietness around you. And it helps other people, make it easier for them to choose higher vibration instead of low, crappy emotions too. So let's see what else we have here for you. You got the 10 of Wands, which is a lot of energy, and the Devil card. Yeah, all this energy is coming in here. There's the shaking and rattling going on in your life right now. To bring these things to the front, because it's time to let go of this. It's time to bring you freedom. And if you do the work in releasing these emotions and realizing that other people's actions are not about you, but that it's about them, they're um, choosing to react from the standpoint of like a child, right? When we feel unsafe and out of control, we revert into our unintelligent, unloving, uncompassionate 2-year-old self and its pet hissing cat. And so when someone else feels unsafe or out of control, if they do fight or flight, especially if you have people leaving your life, they're fleeing out of not fear from you, but out of fear of failure, fear of not being good enough, fear of rejection. And so they will do that. But you are drawing in these teachers to show you this on purpose so you can be set free from it and regain your power here too. So when we look at it and go, okay, this isn't happening to me. People are not leaving me. People are leaving for me so that I can go, oh, I see how I'm leaving myself for other people so that I can come back to me. Because when I'm outside of me, trying to make everyone else happy and trying to do all that, I'm disempowered because I'm in a place outside of my control. It's like me diving off of my ship to swim over to someone's ship that I can't get on to try to steer their giant ship in a direction while my ship goes off course. And it's like, oh, I'm in a, it's best for me to swim back to my own boat, climb back on my own boat that I can control and I can deal with and let everyone else stay in control of their own boats, you know. But it's all about this pointing me back to me kind of energy. Yeah, which will bring you back to yourself. You got your human self, which is the lion. You've got your higher self with that infinity symbol in the middle. This is the relationship. This is where you find your inner strength and that courage that you're looking for. You even mentioned courage, right? Yeah. So how can I collect my courage to get going again? Inward and upward to your higher self, realizing you are the one I'm looking for. This message of with the strength card, you know, is this energy of, you know, the lion, our human, is taught to look outside of itself for its definition. You know, it comes down here hungry and thirsty, and it's told go eat of relationships of with people, humans of all kinds, friends, family, lovers, whatever. Eat of situations like my job, my education, social status, whatever, or things, money, bank accounts, our bodies. And so the lion, like all of us, goes, okay, well, let me go out there and it eats and drinks of those things, and it feels even more hungry and thirsty than it did to begin with, because those things, you know, it's like I say, it's like American Chinese food. It's full of sodium and stuff. You're hungry an hour later and you're thirsty. You're just like, it's not enough. And then the lion gets to the point it's so desperate because it's not feeling fulfilled in the outside world that it's roaring. And that's when our higher self goes, all right, it's my time to introduce myself to the human and go, hey, you're not alone. I'm here. And our higher self doesn't come down to try to kill the lion off, to put it out of its misery or cage it, to, you know, control it or whatever, because it knows what our lion, our human self, is hungry for is the eternal unconditional love of the higher realms. And when we do that and we realize that, and our higher self is a powerful, supernatural, eternal being made of unconditional love, then our higher self hugs us, gives us the love we've been looking for. Then this roaring lion in the jungle transforms into a purring little lion cub, laying in the lap of our higher self, feeling protected and safe. And then after that, they're not like Superman. Our higher self doesn't come down, rescue us, and then fly away. Now we join hand in paw with our higher self, and we're able to walk through life with that courage and that inner strength, knowing I have everything I need inside here. Everything in the outside world is just above and beyond extra. So there's that realization that the outside world is unstable. It can't give me what I'm looking for. I can only find that in here, inward and upward. Underneath that, you have the hermit, here again, turning inward and upward to connect with spirit, and the Seven of Wands. Look at that lion, giving us the courage to be true to our authentic self, to realize I don't have to shrink or dim my light for anyone. I don't need to ask permission to shine, but I can stand tall and be me and not worry about defending who I am and what my choices are. I get to be true to me. And I feel like this is a big piece of this transformation, why it's so amplified for you. It's a huge year of transformation for humanity, but with everything else that's happening and all of your expansiveness and all of your the character that you came in as, you are feeling everything like so loud, and it's okay. You know, it's okay to, with this hermit, step away and connect, right? Yeah. Well, you have the power here, right? And this is what it comes in is you are with the justice card. Here's the balancing with seeing things from a higher perspective, and the chariot card. It is victory, it is movement, but it's mainly empowerment. And this brings us back to why they wanted me to wait for the bottom of the deck. So I talked about joy even just 5 minutes ago. You'd have been like, what? But now we realize every moment is a choice between lower vibration, emotions, or lower vibration energy, or higher vibration energy, which is the 10 of cups, joy. And that's what the chariot card tells us, is that each moment I can either choose to focus on the low, the low vibration choices of the story that I apply to something, the emotion I feel about something, the energy I feel about something, and what I'm focusing on in my physical actions. So, like you're saying, I'm being treated like dirt. That's a story of low vibration. It's like people are only doing things and saying things or not doing things or being in silence. It just is. There's no good or bad in it until it goes into this thing. And then we assign the story because of what we've been taught. Well, when someone acts that way, that means you're being treated like dirt. But we can change that. We can choose a higher vibration and see things from a different perspective and go, when someone's acting that way, they're showing me how they feel about themselves. If we feel they're treating me like dirt, really, they're treating themselves like dirt. And it's like that old, if you ever had it when you were young, I'm rubber, they're glue. Whatever they say bounces off of me and sticks to them. But it's true. There's truth in that we're a mirror. And if I think that they're treating me like dirt, then I can look at myself and go, how am I treating myself like dirt? Um, but in reality, it's, we don't see the world as it is. We see the world as we are, and we treat others the way we feel about ourselves. And so when we realize people's actions, especially, well, I mean, it always is lower vibration actions coming from a little child, because that's the only way that it happens when we're um, feeling unsafe or out of control, right? When we're our little inner child's feeling that way, then we do stupid, unloving, uncompassionate things, like treat people in this way, or my toy, I hate you, you're ugly. Little kids, when they'll act like that, right? But mature people don't treat people that way. So if someone's treating me in a way that's unloving or unkind or unintelligent, then I'm like, oh, that's their inner child. That's not the adult self. The adult self got kicked out of the control room. Now they're acting like a little 2-year-old. And when we really look at that and understand it, then we stop taking other people's actions personally, especially with the chariot card, which is still here. I get to choose the story on what something means. I get to choose what their actions mean about me and about life. No one else. Even though I'm given a lot of opinion growing up, that should mean this. It doesn't have to be. And that's what that justice card is about, seeing things from a higher perspective, not from a place of fear, but from a place of unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace and gratitude. When I look at someone and they're going, like when a 2-year-old goes, I hate you, you're like, they're scared. They're, that's why they're acting that way. Um, but when a human adult does it, we assume they should know better. But when we go into fight or flight mode, logic and is out the door. We are reacting like a child, not like an intelligent, loving, compassionate person. So, there's a lot of looking at, you know, and this goes back to all that, realizing that how I'm letting other people's actions, non-actions, words or silence define me. And I don't need to. They're not, really start off by they're telling me about how they feel about themselves. And you'll see it all the time. This projection, right? People are like, have you ever had a friend that goes, oh my God, so and so is always late. They're never on time. And you're thinking in your mind, you're always late to everything, to every time we're getting together. Don't they see it? No. Projection, 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 right? And so, when people are acting out, they're telling us about what's going on inside of them, because someone who is loving, compassionate towards themselves is able to flow out love and compassion to others. When we go into fear, then we act like jerks. It's just how it works, you know. So I'm glad it's helping you here because it's really realizing this is for me. What am I learning? How am I leaving myself? You know, a great place, if you haven't heard of her before, I'm going to put it in the chat here just for everyone. Changed my life. Her name's Byron Katie. She has a website called thework.com. She actually has a YouTube channel under her name, Byron Katie. But she has a Judge Your Neighbor worksheet and just this wonderful. Her book was called Loving What Is, and coming back and questioning these stories that we're applying and the switch arounds that allow us to like see things, you know, from a different perspective too, and how we can see the truth behind things and the mirroring of what life brings us for us. And so if you have the chance, it's a free process that she offers and all sorts of stuff. So I encourage you to check that out if that resonates there for you. Yeah, and you have your fortune cookie is 1919 cycles, rebirth. And it says, it's funny because they call it karma will be paying you a visit, which is an interesting thing. Karma isn't about you getting what you deserve, but karma is more about experiencing life from a different perspective. And sometimes when we're in uh, like I'm going through something, I can go, you know what? As many lifetimes as I've lived, I have probably been, if not in this lifetime, a jerk like that to someone. Or I bet I treated someone like that in a past life or a future life. I'm sure there, by the grace of God, will be going me. And so I kind of look at things a little differently as well. But it says, release the need to control because you cannot force things. Learn your lessons so they don't repeat in the future. Make some space for new experiences, right? Yeah, right. And so this is learning, this repeating cycle is happening for a reason, right? And like for me, I know being cheated on in my life was because my mom was cheated on uh, in between my older brother and me, and I know in the womb I felt her pain and I felt her fear of being cheated on again, which she carried, and I felt being empathic for all my childhood fearing partners cheat, partners cheat, partners cheat. No, and I'm not surprised now that I drew in cheating partners because all my energy was focused on my fear. And especially if you focus on the fear that people always leave me, guess what? We're going to draw that in. But when I start changing, has everyone left me in my life? Well, let me have gratitude for those that haven't. But let's get into that pattern and find out what, you know, that is in our life, right? So, very interesting. It doesn't, you know, if you want to feel hurt, we can, but we don't have to be hurt by it either, right? So, yeah, Debbie, you can definitely anyone. I'm going to be on for about 45 more minutes, but after I spend time with my Praying Mantis members, I will come back and finish out anything I don't finish in this session. So put out your questions, and I will make my rounds eventually at some point. If you, um, you know, if you like transform your energy, then your energy will draw in different experiences while we're focused on lower vibrational pain and hurt, and you know that people will leave me, and that I'm going to draw in energy that matches that. When I start realizing where is the cycle, what is this showing me, and I release these fears and I start focusing on the joy of life, right? The higher vibration. What am I grateful for in my life? Who am I grateful for in my life? I draw in things that match that energy. So my life changes by my energy. Yeah. Yeah. So you can cry the pain out, but if you stay in the cycle of crying the pain out, um, then you will continue to draw it in. It's okay to let the emotion flow, but then to um, find out the source of the pain. It's like if you have a broken arm and you hit your broken arm, you're like, ow, you can cry about the pain. But if you don't deal with the broken arm and you don't, you know, start doing things differently, then we'll still continue to have the whole things, right? So that's what comes in. So, alrighty. I feel like that's what they have for right now. I feel like it's a lot, but definitely, check into that Byron Katie if you want a free resource. Check out her YouTube channel first, and then you can take a look at that, right? So, so that's what they have there for you. Hey, Amazing Grace, you actually will be up next. And Keto was going through something really extreme and horrible in the moment. So I made an executive decision, which I don't do. This is probably the first time I've done this, where I've brought someone up in the line to help them in the moment. And I probably won't do that hardly ever again, because it's not fair to everyone else. It's first come, first serve, and with donations too. So, yeah, a lot of experience. I hear you. So hang in there, my dear. Hang in there. We send you lots of love. You're definitely not alone. We've all been through Crap Valley, and it stinks. But when you get outside of Crap Valley and you clean off, and you're glad that you've gone through the journey looking back. While we're in it, with when crap's up to our nose, it stinks. But when we're gone and we're smelling pretty flowers, we're glad on the other side. So just take it a moment at a time for right now, right? No, not at all. You don't need to be sorry, but all right. So that is what they have for you, Ankita. Hang in there. Many, 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 many blessings to you. All right. So, Amazing Grace, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp. So, we've got you ×3. Thank you for your multiple donations via the PayPal. So, that is your timestamps, and yours are over yonder. So, let's grab these here. So, the first one is you'd like a love reading from your future husband. Love. You're so funny. So let's shuffle up here. And some energy. All right. So this is from your future husband. So this is the future self of them by the path that you're on right now. If you continue on your energy, of course, we have all these possibilities of who someone could be. I feel like it's the same person. It's just different. I'll say different flavors of who they would be, right? All right. So let's take a look here. From the husband. All right. This version, this flavor. Let's see what we have here. I love it. Don't they always bring up the wedding? The Four of Wands. Joy and celebration, and this wonderful gathering and celebration. They're like, have you been thinking about the wedding? Have you? Remember when I asked you to think about the wedding? Have you thought about the wedding? Have you? Huh? And I feel like they're so hyper, and I feel like they're probably going to be a fire sign, or they have a lot of fire in their chart, because I feel like they're going to be like, sometimes picking on you like a little brother or an older brother would. What? I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. I'm touching you. Like, stop it. I just feel like they're very playful, and they're doing that. Have you done it? Have you? Have you? Huh? 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 I'm like, stop it. Shut up. But of course, it's out of love, and I love the bantering kind of energy that they have here. So I love that message from them is buckle up, buttercup. It ain't gonna be a boring ride with me. I like that. Yeah. So, you do have the energy here of the Three of Swords and the Five of Wands. This Five of Wands energy is reminding me of groups and friendship groups. So I feel like they're kind of bringing in this message about, these expectations of friends and, expectations equal disappointment. And so I kind of feel like there's this really good matter of fact kind of message from your future husband going, you know, let your friends be your friends, you when we expect things of them, instead of focusing on what we're grateful for them, we're going to be disappointed. They're like, you know what? They are who they are, love them for who they are, Um, instead of like boys will be boys, are saying friends will be friends, and try not to be harsh on them, try not to judge them, forgive them, let them be who they are. You don't need to depend on them for anything in your life. You have everything you need inside of you. So anything they do is above and beyond extra. Just let them be, because I feel like if there's expectations around these friendships and friendship groups, that you'll have some disappointment, some significant disappointment that kind of just drags you down. And of course they're wanting you to not have to go through that. And so if they're giving you this kind of like, this is the way I deal with my friends who let me down, it's like, just let them be, celebrate the things you love about them and focus in on that, because there's always going to be something that you know uh, that they uh, let you down on, that they don't come through on, and that's okay. Just don't depend upon them for anything important. Wow, right? But it's so good. It's like, yeah, then you just love your friends, and they're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and you're like, "Oh, no big deal. I wasn't uh, like someone saying, "Oh, I'll bring the ice." You get ice anyway, and they're like, "Oh, I forgot the ice." "Oh, it's okay. I had extra anyway." Because you're like, I know you're not going to bring it. It's okay. When we accept them for who they are, then we can make the choices for ourselves. I feel like that's the message he has around friendships. That's funny. What else do we have here coming in? Yeah. And I feel like there's a lot of that energy that you've been dealing with. And so I feel like, we'll have that. You have the Two of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and the Devil card. The Devil card is the shaking and the rattling of all those expectations, the long held beliefs that, well, a friend should do this and supposed to do this. A lover is supposed to do this. A family member is supposed to do this. This person's supposed to do this. This person's supposed to do that. And all that does is lead to people going, what? And not doing it. And then us getting upset. But this balance between head and heart of the Queen of Swords and the Two of Wands, again, reiterating this energy of expectations equal disappointment, and whatever we focus on grows and expands. So, a big release, and again, this underlying energy of focusing on joy is such an important part of your adventure. And what that does, because what they're showing me is all these expectations are chains that have these anchors that are holding your boat, and that you're dragging all these anchors on the bottom of the lake, and you're trying to get this boat. It's like a rowboat too. So you're the effort. You're like, ugh, you're trying to move forward, and like, why am I not moving forward? Why do I feel like I'm dragging like the Titanic anchor? Well, because you are. with these expectations and these old beliefs. And as we are able to let go of more and more and more of those, it's like we're chopping off another anchor, another anchor, another anchor. Life becomes easier and faster, and you move faster in meeting each other too. So that's really like they're like, well, okay, so my intentions are not totally selfless because I get to meet you sooner if you cut those things away, right? We get to meet each other sooner because I'm cutting away mine, you're cutting away yours, and then we can meet each other sooner. So I like that. What else do we have? The Nine of Wands, perseverance. Don't give up. Keep pushing. Keep going forward. Yeah, you got the Lover's card. It's worth it. It's worth it, boo. Keep going. Keep going. And then the Hierophant, too. Seeing things from a higher truth, capital T truth, your higher self, drawing you to see things from different perspectives. And I like that. That's what helps balance all this out, of course, is the truths of the higher realm that are rooted in unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace and all that. And it does allow you to yeah, even with the Justice card, it allows us to balance things out, cut away things that don't fit anymore. But I like this energy. I feel like they're just bringing it up. It's not like anything new, like, oh my gosh, what an epiphany. You're like, I know that. I mean, it's like a good reminder, but especially around friends, I feel like this is where this is focusing in on. I feel like you've been doing a lot of work around family and relatives. This is friends is a big part of these expectations of going, you know what? I'm ready to do some clearing here, right? Right, let's see what your fortune cookie is for this one. Then we'll go on to number 2 here for you. All right, here we go. I'm going to take risks. Whoa, dun, dun, dun. Which says, I know that my dreams are bigger than my fears. I love that. Your dreams are bigger than your fears. All right, so I love that. And then for number 2, you want details about your future husband. All right, let's see what we can reveal. Kind of talked a little bit about, I feel like he's very fire signy, I feel very Sagittarius, because it just matches so many of my Sagittarius friends, because they're not so serious as like Aries and Leos can be. Sagittarians, because they're the higher vibe, like it's like the Aries are the baby sun signs. Fire signs, and Leos are the middle fire signs, and Sagittarians are the more later ones where they don't worry about as much. They're more lighthearted and, don't sweat the small stuff, and they're really goofy. My dad's a Sagittarius. My host is Sagittarius. Another one of my close friends, Sagittarius. So I love their hilarious energy. So anyway, let's take a look here. More about your husband, future husband. Let's get some details, some deets. All right, what else do we have here? So we got the Eight of Pentacles, which does tell me that they have put in the work and the apprentice to the master. So I feel like they've either done the schooling and got the degrees, put in the work and are in a supervisory, whatever they've done the work and they're getting the reward for it. So they know what it is to do the hard work and get the reward. Seven of Cups, a lot of different emotions that can come in here. I like that they can express their emotions and share their emotions and not afraid of it. And that is somewhat of a Sagittarius energy as well. Though they tend to laugh, they tend to share, a lot of that, energy. You're definitely a Sagittarius. Okay. So there you go. Boom, boom. So that's good. Some good energies that you can relate to, right? So, but the Seven of Cups, they have a variety of emotions that they express. But I feel like a majority of them are higher vibration emotions. Um, Something about their moon sign. I feel like they might have a water moon because they do have all this emotional expression that they have as well. But they usually have a positive tint on it as well. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So they have been through the heartache and break and disappointment, but they've been through the transformation that they gleaned from it too with the hanged man. So they know what pain is. They haven't had a Pollyanna life. They were like, oh yeah, I've cried the tears. I can just see them. I've cried the tears. I've, plotted revenge. I've done all that, but I'm ready to, um, I was ready to let it go. I'm a butterfly, not a caterpillar, and I feel like that's the energy that you're experiencing, right? You're like, I'm no longer that caterpillar wanting caterpillar things. I do need a butterfly because I'm not carrying no caterpillar around. And they have that had that too. They're just like, yeah, I've had my share of uh, you know, great disappointments, and I feel like that's what they're saying is that they get it and they understand it. And then so when you need to express it, they're not like, "Well, you shouldn't be acting that way." They're like, "Let it out, girl. Here, hit the pillow." They're just like, you do it. I get it. Let's go." You know. Or I think like you like to maybe express like if I don't know if you like to run or they're like, let's go for a run or let's go for a drive. Let's go turn the radio up and grab a soda and hit the road. Let's go hit a country road. Let's get out of here. Or let's go dance our behindies off. Or, I feel like they're like, come on, let's go let that rage flow in a something that helps transform it for you. I like it. I like it. Supportive, very supportive. Yep, and very true to their authentic self, and in this, also being true to your allowing you to celebrate you and celebrating your uniqueness, because 'cause they're like, "Oh," and it's very Sagittarius, right? No one is gonna tell me how weird I can't be." That's my Aquarius quirkiness. We would do very well together. So, and this is how it'll be because they're just showing like, um, we'll even just going to the grocery store, we'll be like, well, don't go down there because it will say something and it's like something a little 9-year-old will laugh at, and we'll just both kind of just, like Beavis and Butthead laugh. We don't even have to say it. We just both went there, and I like that. I feel like that's the kind of, interactions you guys will have here. Yeah, and the Queen of Pentacles, they are nurturing Mother Nurture, as well. That's why, and this makes sense with this um, a water moon energy. They have the ability to really nurture and do that as well. So I like that. Yeah. And then the Six of Swords, which is leaving old ways of thinking behind and into new ways of thinking. And I like that. I feel like this is what you guys do for each other too. Is that you give each other different perspective to see things, especially since you guys have gone through some things in your life similar, and I feel like you guys give each other new approaches of looking at something because you share, this is what I went through and this is what I did, and they're like, huh, and they're like, that's interesting, and you're like, well, what did you do? And they're like, well, I did da, da, da," and you're like, huh, that's interesting, and you kind of borrow things from each other to help transform things. So I like that. It's fun, fun, fun. Okay, fortune cookie. Let's see what else we have here. What else? What else can we know? It's up to you. 10, 10. They're at 10 out of 10. How vain. It says, it's time to put those long cherished ideas into action. You will soon come into contact with the appropriate individual circumstances and resources. Eventually, you'll experience joy as well as brand new opportunities. Trust in the process. It is unconditional love here too. Joy, self realization, flow. I like that kind of energy. They're like, yep, a 10 out of 10. Can even hear them like saying it. Yep, it's you're a 10 out of 10. I'm a 10 out of 10. Our relationship together is a 10 out of 10. That's like they're positive that way. I love it. Yeah, right. Good love starts in here and then we find it out here, right? So don't wait to find it out there. It's here. Great love is in here. So we can find great love in here while you're waiting. All right. So that's what they have for that one. And then for your last one, you said Ixnay, uh, the last question you want to replace it with the baby daddy lurker. Is that correcto? Let me take a sip here. Okay. Well, it still is about enemies, right? No. What does he want? What does he want? What? So we'll replace those questions. Let's take a look. Let's see. We want this. What do you want? What? Okay. I feel like those are kind of the lurking energies. All right, so at the bottom of the deck, Knight of Wands. They want more of that baby maker. Pour salt around your home. He's gonna pop up on you or something, right? Of course. Can you blame them though? You're like, yeah, once they've had this, why wouldn't they want more of it, right? Yeah. That's what I say. Pouring salt around you. Salt. You're not getting any. No demons allowed in here. No! That's the no button. I don't know if you guys can see it. This is something my host gave me. No. That's funny. No, he's not getting any. That's what it sounded like. All right. Yeah, Three of Cups, joy, and Six of Pentacles, giving and receiving, their codependency, and they're reminding me here. I know, like my first ex when I busted him cheating, and I just, after 3 years of trying to make it work out, I was like, yeah, it's just best that we just end this because I'm not ever going to trust you again. And they said, but I miss you, and it's, uh, I, it's great being with you. And I go, I know it is. You just said this. It's like, I know it is. I know, um, I would want to be with me too, and giving and communicating and loving and hilarious, all the things. I'm like, I would want to be with me too. I understand, but nuh-uh. You're the one that made your choices, so go do that. So there is this energy of, yeah, who wouldn't want to be with me? I get it, right? um of course, Two of Wands energy and the Moon card. There's still a lot of secrets. They have someone else, uh and they're still in their old habits and their old cycles. um yeah, right. So there is this, uh same old patterns, same old things. Two people. They're already with, I feel like, two different people, and they're like, "Hey, Three of Cups, a third." Yeah, the dusty energy. I love that. The dusty energy, the same old, energy that's going on there. Not feeling full on the inside, so they're trying to fill themselves up still with things on the outside because they haven't learned that yet. Yep, looking for the dream come true, the Nine of Cups, trying to fill the emotional fulfillment, but they're trying to fill it from the outside, you know. It's like, yeah, trying to fill the emotional fulfillment. Yep, Four of Cups, the lovers. Again, this feeling this with the Four of Cups, not feeling fulfilled on the outside, and they haven't found that self love yet. They're just, um, you're on the radar, but they're like an air traffic controlman with all the women. Doesn't matter if they're single or not. They have all the dots. They're like tracking everyone. Yeah. And they do have here, we've got, of course, the Hanged Man and the Sun. That there is this need for them. I just feel like they're getting towards this place, this bright light shining onto every areas of their relationship. And oh, is that what it is? Poly relationship. Wow. Yeah. Well, that would make sense with all of this. Um, and the sun, is about their inner child and the bright light shining on it. And but this need for transformation, the cocoon is calling them. It's like the caterpillar that is like, why am I eating so many leaves? Because you're being called to go into your cocoon for transformation, but they're running away from their cocoon experience at this time of their life anyway. Just more and more and more and more. But that's back to that old dusty, like that. I can say the dusty energy, the same old, you know, going, they're on my radar. I wonder. And you're like, we need to borrow what from the Romulans in Star Trek that have the cloaking device, so you can make your ship disappear on radar. Don't even look at me. But I feel like that's the energy that's coming in. Is they're just like, yeah, I remember. So let's take a look here. I feel like this one. Yeah, I like this. I know that everything aligns for my highest good. I am trusting the process. So you're like, all right, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to focus energy on them. And same thing with your enemies. Um, we really don't have any enemies. We just have characters who are playing villains in our life. And we're being a villain in other people's lives, and we don't even know it, right? Yeah, it's a no for you. Poof, pow pow, right? No. um, and that's good. Focus on the things you want to destroy, not destroy, to grow. So dusty, the desert storms stop in their tracks in his presence. Wow, I love that. It's so dusty, the desert storm stop. Wow, that is awesome. Yeah, so anything you can do with energy work that you deal with, whether it's putting up a hedge, something that I do, I'll take like a mandala or a necklace or something, and um like and then I'll put like, something that represents my heart, like, a stone, and then I put the hedge around my heart and around me, and then I'll put like a dark rock in there, and I will consciously move it outside of the hedge, and then I can light a candle, whatever. But this hedge keeps things that are low vibration away, and it is an energetic process that I use. It's one of the things I offer um, for those that uh, would like someone else to do it for them. But for those of you that do energy work and different things, it's something that you can do. It's not about, keeping people away, because that's a lower vibrational energy. And what does that do? It draws it to us instead of going, I want this nasty blah, blah, blah away from me. It's all right, I'm going to put this hedge around me and allowing, if there's anything lower vibration, if it wants to rise to higher vibration, then okay, you can stay within that hedge. But if you won't, then it can't stand being in the presence of higher vibration energy. It has to leave and it has to go in a different direction. So, something to think about if you want to do that. All right. So that's what they have for you, Amazing Grace. Did I give you a fortune cookie? I didn't think. Yeah, I did. This other one. Okay. So that's what they have for you, my dear. Thank you again for the laughs and for your donations. I appreciate those. All right. Let's take a look here. Let's see, what time is it? I think I got time for one more here. Then I'll give you guys. I will be back this evening because I am nowhere close to finishing all the donations on the reading. So I'll be leaving in about 6-7 minutes or so to go spend time with my Praying Mantis members, and then I'll be back on and I'll finish out everything tonight after each of the sessions, the streams. I do put a pinned comment listing the readings I completed with the timestamps. So there you go. All right. So Rocky's World, you are up. You're like, shush, get to my reading, please. So here you go. You wouldn't say that. You're very patient. We hear love and like that. So Rocky, I am having a great day. I hope you are as well. I wanted to ask, on your trip in August, when you go up to the Sycamore Valley Ranch, how will that experience be? Will you get inside the property? Ooh, okay. Let's take a look here, Rocky. Will you make it inside the property? Okay. And then how will the experience be? Okay, we got those, and we got those. All right, what do we have here? Bottom of the deck, you do have the Queen of Swords here. So it's a good balancing energy between the heart and the head. So underlying energy feels very, balanced. Follow your heart, but also don't go too crazy, right? So I like that. Let's take a look here. Hey, Rocky, you got back. All right, good. Oh, right. You just in perfect. Oh my gosh, how perfect is that? So here we go. Will you get into there? Ooh, I like it. So you have the Nine of Pentacles, which is an abundance energy, and the World card, which is also a victory energy. The ending of a cycle, the beginning of an adventure. So, ooh, I like that. So I do feel like you do get into the ranch itself. I like it. What else is this experience? Wow, Wheel of Fortune. That's a great card of, that even your human is like, all right, this is great. So I like that. Five of Wands energy. What is this about? Let's take a look here. Four of Pentacles, solid foundation, and the Hanged Man. Seeing things from a different perspective. I do feel here, Five of Wands, it feels like there's something to do with a group there that you interact with. Because the Four of Pentacles feels like a home, kind of the building of something or a building. But I just feel like there's a group of individuals involved with you on this adventure that you meet or that you're going there with. But definitely there's the building of it's like a transformational experience that involves building something, but there's a group involved. Oh, okay. Group of girls. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. I like it. You got the High Priestess. A lot of spiritual connection here. And the Four of Swords, peace of mind. Let the expectations go and trust your gut and trust your instincts. So, definitely with this, with all this balancing of the head and the heart, don't get too much in the head or too much in the heart, but definitely trust your gut and your spiritual connection and your intuition with all this too. I like it. What else do we have? Yeah, King of Wands and the Prince of Swords, which is the Page of Swords. I do feel here, clarity and guidance here. It feels like a lot of leadership energy, and I feel like it's important for you to kind of take the lead in this experience among the group here, because the King of Wands is about you deciding what you want and putting a plan together and putting action behind it. But I feel like there's a lot of I want to call them ditziness, but it just feels like there's a lot of I don't know. It takes someone to go, you know what? This is what we're doing. This is when we're leaving. This is what we're going to do. You're going to do this. You're going to do this. You're going to do this. And they're like, okay, progress and movement. I feel like it's important for you to be the organizer or at least really ask the questions and be involved in the planning. I feel like it's so important for you to have this this experience. You always are. Well, and there's a reason, honey, right? So I do like this for you. I do feel like it's going to be a great experience, but it'll be the best experience if you are the one that's kind of arranging things. And in the end, that that's the best way anyway, right? We do want this, you know, we want it to be the best, and you don't want to feel like you're out of control. And what did anyone not? It's like you always be wondering, did anyone do this? Oh no! And you're like, if I know it's done, then you can have a better time. I like this. Yeah, and here we go. The gut feeling. Definitely trust your gut feeling. 0440. Follow your gut. It's more than just a feeling. Be real with people and focus on meaningful relationships. Remember, you also must bring value to the table. Treat others with respect, or else karma will bite your ass. Three is a crowd. uh, so more than three. You're like, it definitely is going to be more than three, which I like that. The Three of Cups energy about that. So I like that for you. So that is what they have for you, my dear. Let me grab some screenshots here. Everybody else, I will be returning within probably 2 hours, if not before, but let's plan on 2 hours because I might need a little break in between. I've been going since 11 this morning with a little break in between. So I might need a little bit of a rest. Probably not, but to prepare. And I will be back. Like I said, I'll post a timestamps after each stream, and so you can see what when I finish. You'll be able to click on the timestamp and go directly to your reading once I'm done with the stream. When I come back on, I will have in the description box of the video the order in which I'm going to complete the readings, just in case you want to follow along as we are going live. There won't be a chat in the later session, though, because I'm not taking any new questions. It'll be a makeup session to finish up everything else. So that is what we will be that. And I'll do that here. There we go. Members on later. Well, I'm about to go to my members one here in like a minute. That'll be on for like an hour and a half with my Praying Mantis members. And then I'll take time to get everything ready and then come live and hit all the rest of the readings. We'll complete everything. I have like 5 I didn't get to in the morning session, my 6-hour morning session. I'll do those 5 free readings. I'll complete all donations, of course, and then all the free readings that I didn't get to any of them in this session. I will complete all those too. So it'll be a little late night session. But we'll be on and we'll finish them all tonight. And I will also be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Mountain Time for more readings. So if you guys want to join me then, I shall return for more. So I didn't complete yours, Tanya. I'll be doing that when I return. So I didn't get to yours in this session. So sorry, but I will be back. So yeah, I completed Brenda, Nelia, and Kita, Amazing Grace, and Rocky's World is what I did in these sessions. And then I'll complete everybody else upon the flip side. So thank you so much, Debbie. I appreciate you. Thank you guys so much for all your patience in getting to your readings too. I know it can take a while. And I know we kind of dive deep into stuff. But that's what we have here. Hey, Christina. Hello, hello. So many blessings, everybody. And I'll see you on the flip side. Until then, remember, every second of every day of your life, you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother, the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. And remember, have some fun. Because why are we being so serious? It's a playground. Go play. All right, everybody. I love you. We'll see you soon.